Good evening here on the very busy Central Riverhawks YouTube channel. We're on our third coaches interview of the evening, and we started with Coach Olson. Then we had Coach Mick on. Now we have Coach Lyons with us. He is the head coach for the boys soccer program. And I got to tell you, we just had Coach Mick on. She's all fired up for Wednesday, but we got a lot to talk about before then because I know you have the match coming up on Tuesday. First of all, Coach Lyons, thank you so much for joining me again. Do appreciate your time.
Again, thank you for having me.
6-3-1 are the overall record for the Riverhawks. They're 5-2 in the MVC third place. Last win was 5-2 over Logan. That took place last Thursday. I wanted you to first go through that goals for that match, plus kind of the story of the match against the Rangers.
Yeah, so which I'm sure we'll talk about. We faced a little adversity coming off Tuesdays. And so it was a really good response for us to come back against a good Logan team with some talented players, and really show what kind of team we really are. Get on the front foot, score some early goals, and put some pressure on a Logan team that we thought we could get some goals on. And we knew that if we could put them in a tough spot, have to come forward a little bit more, and then maybe we could score a few more.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. Well, who did end up scoring for the Riverhawks in that match?
We had Devin Wilkerson had 2, and Arlo Wilker had 2, and Finn Emlet had 1.
Excellent. Yeah. So, and as you said, you had a great bounce back because it's been a while since we talked, and you kind of alluded to it first of all, which was the Holman game. I believe that was on Tuesday, September 19th, a loss of 9-1, and I'm sure that was disappointing for you and the boys. But also at the same time, because I know it sounds bad to say it wasn't a close match, but at the same time, sometimes those are easier to wipe away than a 3-2 loss, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those where we just didn't show up to play, and Holman did. They're not 8 goals better than us. We know that. But on the day they were, and it's because we didn't come to play. Our energy wasn't good. They hit us right in the mouth, 2 goals in the first 4 minutes. That we never really recovered from. 2 really, really nice goals. And so, yeah, I think that the energy was really good Wednesday. It was different than a tough loss. I think everybody knew that isn't who we are. And so we just had to kind of set it straight for Thursday.
Yeah, that's good. It's nice to see that the boys bounce back. And like I said, it had been quite a while since we spoke, and a lot of matches since the last time that you were on with us in the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel. But I got to go back to that 1-1 match against New Richmond. What an impressive tie that you guys had, because I think they only have 1 loss in the season. They're up to almost I think they're in double digits to wins.
Yeah, they might be like 10-1-1 now, tie and a loss.
I believe that. That's it. So
they tied on Alaska on Saturday, so they got another tie there. But that was a really fun game. 2 good teams, 2 good coaching staffs, I think, that had good plans and counteracted each other. It was kind of a chess match that, we made some changes. They changed some things. We had to alter what we were doing. Just a good game all around, and some really good performances by a lot of our guys. So that was a really good moment for us. That's something that we can come back to when we get to seeding meetings and talk about. So.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because the playoffs are coming up here shortly. Other wins: 4-2 over Aquinas, 9-5 over Salem. You had shutout wins on Alaska, which I'm sure the boys really loved, and Arcadia. And then you lost to Toma, but I saw Toma had snuck into the rankings. The Timberwolves are a pretty solid program up there.
They are, and no excuses, but we had some COVID stuff going on that week when we played Toma and Aquinas. We had actually my son playing goal, Caden Lyons, who hasn't played goalie since he was like 11, but stepped in and did a great job, stepped up for the team and did that, which was really great to see. And then he got rewarded again on Aquinas, getting a win for the team in goal that day. So on another day against Toma, I think it's a little closer. We understandably, with a new goalkeeper, played very defensive, and then when they scored a goal, we had to open up a little bit more than we wanted to and let some things happen. So different strategy next time we play them, for sure.
I gather that your squad is more of an attack and go
It is.
type of squad, because I heard Devin even mention that in his interview with Nami that's been posted here. I think they got together on Sunday night and were able to do a Zoom call. And so I got to listen to that this morning, and he kind of alluded to that. So talk about the difference of, say, a team that does kind of set back, wait for their opportunities, as opposed to somebody that's just going to full on attack you throughout the entire.
Yeah, every year teams are a little different. Last year we had a team that we could win games 1-0. We could tie some 0-0 games. That's just not who we are this year. It's not necessarily an indictment on anybody on the team. It's just not what we are. So we come into games knowing we've got to score goals to win games. And we've got a lot of attacking talent, a lot of individual talent. And it's just a matter of harnessing that into playing within a team structure, which we're working on. And Logan was a really good example of that. That was probably the best we've played offensively. We scored more goals in other games, but not against teams the quality that Logan has. So that was fun to watch. And the boys came off the field that day happy about the soccer they were playing, excited about the soccer they were playing, and excited obviously for the win and the goals we scored.
Again, Adam Lyons with us, the head coach for the Riverhawk boys soccer program. You do have a match coming up against Sparta. That's on Tuesday. It'll be covered right here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel. So tomorrow night, 6:15 is the kickoff. And I heard Devin even mention you're going to play a team that actually kind of sags back. That's kind of the MO with Sparta. They do play a very defensive style, which means they're going to fill the box. They're not going to give you those runouts and fast break opportunities, as I would say, since I'm a basketball guy more than I am a soccer guy. But certainly, can that frustrate you, though, if you're sitting there we need a little space, and maybe it's kind of hard to get that space?
It can, and it's important for especially the attacking players to be patient and realize that a chance will come. And we just have to take advantage of it when it does. A game like that, they'll probably be 4 or 5 defenders and 4 or 5 midfielders that just kind of sit and then hope to counterattack on us a little bit. They've played every team in the conference except us now, and every game has been relatively close, even against the top teams of the conference. Sparta and Holman 3-0, or Toma and Holman 3-0, 2-0 games. Those are high-powered offenses too. So it's just a matter of being patient, waiting for a chance to come, knowing that if we get a goal, then they've got to try to play a little bit more, and then we can maybe get some more. But it's really just focusing and getting that first one, and then things can get a little easier to come.
Yeah, I was going to say that key is to actually finish something within, I don't know, first 15 minutes. I'm sure.
Yeah,
and
you're
talking about
the benefit we have is we have guys like Devin Wilkerson, Finn Emlet, Arlo Wilker, Reardon Staffaroni that can beat guys, 1 or 2 guys 1-on-1 and 1-on-2 even, and disorganize defenses that way. We don't always have to, pass the ball around and move guys around that way. So we've got that individual talent that's a little bit special sometimes that can do special things. So every once in a while, we have to rely on one of those guys just to do something unexpected, and then good things can happen.
Well, that's coming up on Tuesday. Again, we'll be broadcasting that one. Nami and I heading over to Sparta. It might be a little sloppy, actually.
Yeah, it sounds like it might. Yeah.
I know we're in for some rain all the way through the night and possibly tomorrow as well. Then you have Wednesday, and I want to talk to you about Wednesday too, since we just had Coach Mick on too. What a fun event this is going to be coming up on Wednesday, where you and the boys end up playing the ASL soccer program. And I heard that they have a winning streak on you too.
Yeah, we just can't seem to beat them. It's a close game every year. Every year they seem to score a goal with like under a minute left to beat us, and we just can't get an equalizer. So it's really fun. The kids on their team, on Coach Mick's team, know that they've got a winning streak, and they tell our boys about it throughout the school year, which is great. And our boys take it in stride and give it back a little bit, and so it's turned into a really, really fun event. I used to work in special education at the elementary school level and then the middle school level. So I knew a lot of the kids growing up, and I worked with Coach Mick when she was at Emerson with me. And we just had this idea how cool this would be. Usually we have the Thursday off before Oktoberfest weekend with no game. And so traditionally we've played it on that Thursday. This year we've got a game, so we had to move it to Wednesday, but it's probably my favorite night of the year. Everybody has so much fun. The 2 teams get together, they warm up together, pass the balls around. We take pictures together, and it's just a really cool thing.
Yeah, Nami's going to broadcast that here on the Central YouTube channel as well. That starts at 4 o'clock. He'll probably fire up the actual stream around 3:50. So looking forward to that. I don't want to blow through your Thursday game because I do know that you have a match. You're playing your wrap up your regular season against Prairie du Chien on Thursday, but I want to get to, I don't want this to run too long, but I want to ask you about the MVC conference tournament then.
Yep.
I noticed on your schedule it's not actually there, probably because of, trying to figure out the dates and who you're going to play and all
Yep.
that. So can you kind of run through the MVC conference tournament and when things are going to take place? And because you're up on the top three, you certainly can have a pretty good draw, I would assume.
Yeah, so how this works is we're going to split the conference into the top 4 teams and the bottom 5 teams. And then the bottom 5 teams will all play each other. They'll have 4 more games. And the top 4 teams will play each other. We'll have 3 more games to play. Right now it's Toma's in first, Holman's in second, we're in third, and Aquinas is in fourth. And the way it works is if Toma stays in first, which they will because they've got a point lead that nobody can catch, they'll get 3 home games. They've earned that. And then you just work your way down. Second place gets 2 home games. And so we will play our first game a week from tomorrow. And if we finish in third or second, which are our 2 possibilities, we'll play Holman on that Tuesday. And depending on results tomorrow, that'll affect where that game is played. If we were able to leapfrog them with results tomorrow, then we'll play that at home. If not, we'll play at Holman. And then the following Tuesday, we'll play, if we stay in third, we'd play Toma. And then the Thursday after that, we'd play Aquinas. So the goal at the beginning of the year is always to get into the top 4. So you give yourself a chance and then see what can happen from there. It's going to be tough to catch Toma this year. We're going to need them to drop some games. But the good thing about playing in this top 4 format is they're all good teams. So hopefully teams show up on those days and give us some help, and we can do our own part and see where things are after 3 more games.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, that works for me. Then that makes it sense. That makes sense. I just didn't see it on the schedule. So I know I really wanted to make sure I hit on that to when it will actually start. As you said, though, you do have that non-conference match on Thursday against Prairie du Chien. That wraps up the regular season, then that conference tournament. But the big one is tomorrow, then, as we'll be covering that one here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel at Sparta, 6:15. We'll probably start it up around 6 just to make sure we're all good to go up at Sparta. And then the kickoff is slated for 6:15. And then again, the Adaptive Sports League, that soccer match takes place on Wednesday, 4 o'clock at Sutton Gym. Coach Lyons, thank you so much again for your email, because I really do appreciate all the information you sent me.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything else. I'm happy to provide anything. So.
All right. Now I might need Sparta's roster. I can't seem to find that anywhere either.
Yeah, they'll be there. They hand those out at the game. So should be able to
email
pick
their
one
coach tonight. So I'm emailing them tonight. I'm
okay. Yeah, give it a shot. Yeah,
I am. I'm going to try. So we'll have that one coming up on Tuesday again for Coach Lyons. I'm Joel McCall. Thank you so much for tuning in here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel.